Well, I want to try to start doing these more often, even once a week. Now that I'm kind of settled into the place and the clinic space and having more time to focus on like the back of house and our business, I want to start doing this more often. I know a few people also mentioned that they want us to kind of hold each other a little bit more accountable in our business and make it fun and more of a community. So we can have each week like, okay, guys, what do you want to focus on this week? Let's all do this. And then when we do it, let's post it and like help each other and be like, hey, that was great. I would change this, and just like really help each other and motivate each other and help each other grow and have more of a community in the business chat because yeah, I find with that support, it's going to really help all of us, especially, you know, having the motivation to go onto our social media and like post a story a few times a week or a reel or anything like that. So yeah. So we're going to discuss today is the commission structure and the earning potential. And that's where Conrad is going to come in and help. He's better with that kind of stuff. For me, I don't really pay attention to it, although which is really silly because this is my business, but I just keep moving ahead. I just keep going and going and going and going, and I don't pay attention to like when I'm at this level, what do I make and things like that. But it is really important, and I know a lot of people do have those questions, and I'm like, I can't just always be doing it all organically because some people are really have that business mindset where they love looking at the numbers and stuff like that. And that's kind of where Conrad's a little bit better, where I'm a little bit more in just the ebb and flow of giving and receiving. And then we're going to clarify our goals and the motivations, the reasons why that we do this, just so we know ourselves. Okay, why do I do this? And what is my goal? And what does get me motivated? And then I'm going to provide a clear checklist of where to begin if you are just beginning, or if you're beginning back up again. Sometimes we kind of like let the energy fade away, and we're like, okay, you know what, I want to get back into this. I have more time now, or I want to focus more on this now. Or some people even just had the systems for their own healing, and now they're ready to do it as a business and to share now that they've kind of felt comfortable by using it on themselves, and how to get the ball rolling. And then I'm really excited to share with everybody that I'm creating a guide, an ebook that's going to be really, really helpful no matter where we are in our business, whether you've been doing it now for a couple of years or you're just starting, or you're like, you know what, I really, really want to scale this and make a really strong business out of this. It's going to be a really helpful guide. And I think it's going to resonate really well with all of us because we are in the field of energy medicine, but just in the energetics of business, you know, how we all know where energy goes, energy flows, and what we put out there is what we're going to receive. So this is going to be the vibe of the ebook. It's going to really speak to all of us and how we think and how we understand that the universe works. Okay, let me just get into my notes here. Un momento, por favor. Anybody else here?
Marie says she's going to be driving the whole time, so she won't be able to get involved.
Okay.
She's listening.
Okay. Sounds good. So let me just close this out, and then will we be able to see if anybody's trying to get in?
Yeah, it'll pop up. It'll say so-and-so wants to join. You have to admit that.
Between. Way to go, Roger. Sorry.
Okay. Okay, awesome. So for most of us, we've already set up our account, of course, in the back office. Most of us have done all the practitioner training and going through the videos in the back office. If anybody's like, you know what, I did go through them, but I don't even remember what was in there, you might want to go through it again, just to have a refresher. And I've created a part in my website, which I'll put in our chat. It's www.pemfworld.com. what is it?
What your
PEMF, my website. What's my website again? It's been a long day. www.pemfpuravida.world. And I have a VIP section that I created in the website that's just for us, VIP for very important practitioners. And because there is so much training videos and everything kind of all over the place, there's a lot of good stuff by Wolfgang, there's a lot of good stuff by Bryant Myers and other things that we've fallen across along our way. And sometimes when you're on YouTube, it's really hard to find that one video or there's series. Anyways, I'm trying to make it a little bit more organized and condensed, that we can just go into that section of my website and boom, all the videos are right there in one place, instead of having to go under Bryant Myers channel or looking for it that way. So I recommend everybody going to that part of my website and just looking at all the videos. I know, Kathy, you've seen a lot of them. I've seen a lot of them. Sometimes we watch it again and we hear something we didn't hear the first time. Or you might notice, oh, I don't think I've seen that one, because sometimes they get really, he's got a lot. And sometimes they get mixed in the shuffle. And even now I'm like, how have I not seen that yet? Where have I been, you know? And it's been there, and it's been a really, really good video. And he's doing lots of podcasts and stuff now too. And really, really good stuff that he's been doing lately is PMF for beginners, what I'm putting back there as well. Just like really simple terms to understanding it. And the more we understand it, we know how to speak about it, the more confident we will be. So when we do talk about it, we don't feel like nervous or feel that we don't sound educated with it. We feel really, really confident being able to speak about it. And then once you start to do that a couple times, it just flows so easily and organically. So just simple things, like when people say, what is PMF? Sometimes we're like, I know what it is, but how do I explain it? You know, and just having that way where it makes sense to you and resonates with you and you can easily reiterate it. Okay, and then I'm going to create a PDF for all of us as well to get started. So identifying why we started this in the first place, and just being really clear with ourselves and what our mission is, I think is really important. I know for me, without realizing it, I don't know, PMF always comes into people's lives at the right time. Every single time I meet somebody or they buy a system, they always say the same thing. Like, this actually came at the most perfect time in my life, and it happened for me as well. But I had no idea going into it the benefits that I was going to receive from it, for mental, for physical, for everything. And what a great tool it is to have, especially in your home as your family. And I think it's really important for us to share that on our social media and have those stories. This is why I decided to try PMF, and this is what it's done for me, and this is what I've seen it do for others. And that's just breaking down and taking that time, maybe once every 2 or 3 days, posting that story or that reel, and just people just want to hear our story. And it's what I noticed recently by just doing Zoom calls with people that I've never met that are interested in PMF. They're kind of like, you know what? I don't really need to hear all the sciencey stuff. I just want to know, like, why did you try it in the first place? And then it makes me tell my story. I'm like, well, I was in a really dark place. I was migraines and acne and brain fog and depression and anxiety and heart palpitations and fear and all of that. And they're like, whoa, it helped with that. Yeah. Like, some people wouldn't even think of that. So, and they really just want to hear our genuine and authentic stories. And it's all going to look so different for everyone. And I think that if we really just share that with each other and share our stories as our team and as our community on our own socials, it just shows that we are a community and tribe trying to help each other. And it just looks really real. Like, hey, this is my friend Kathy. This is what she uses it for. This is my friend Amanda. This is what she used it for. And then boom, we have all these testimonials just from each other. And we are all like friends, and we've all met each other. And we're all real people that communicate, you know, especially when we're doing these calls weekly. I think we can really, really grow that and get more energy onto our socials and everything, and get more in the flow of talking about it too, which is going to really, really help us. And it's funny, like, the more you post and talk about it on Instagram, you'll be so surprised who's watching, people you don't even realize. Sometimes I have people from high school that I completely forgot about. They're like, hey, Amanda, I saw your story about PMF. Do you have time to have a chat? And I'm like, wow, I didn't even know this person was even on my Facebook. I didn't even know this person was even watching. And you end up having these Zoom calls with people because of what you posted on your stories. And make sure your stories go to Instagram and Facebook, because you really never know who's watching. And it ends up that organically this ebb and flow will evolve in your business, where you have people coming to you in person, but then you'll also have people that are reaching out to do a Zoom call. One of the girls here and we just sold 2 systems over a Zoom call. The guy's never tried it before. He's met my colleague a couple of times, but doesn't know her that well. But because we had this real conversation, he's like, okay, you seem so genuine. I believe you. And they also see that they get that support, that we're ready to jump on a call with them if they have questions, and that they're a part of a community and something bigger. So yeah, I think that's really important. And also not to think so much about the sales. And all it is just sharing information. The sales will just automatically come naturally. And I find like when we go in like thinking to ourselves, okay, if I sell a lot of systems, I'm going to make a lot of money. Yes, you will, but we don't need to go in with that mindset. All we are doing is sharing information, and the sales will automatically come, because it will be like, it always happens to me. I just share my experience and how PMF works and how it can work for you and how it works for everybody. And then everyone's like, well, I want one. I want one in my home. Yeah, exactly. You know, and sales is sharing something valuable. Like that's the thing, you know, when we attach ourselves to sales, we feel like, oh, I don't want to sound salesy. Don't sound salesy. And people say like, oh, how often should I do it? I always tell people everyone's home should have one. You should have one in your home, especially if you have multiple family members. And even if you're overall pretty healthy, but you have an acute issue that you want to use it for, and people are like, well, my elbow's fixed, I don't really need it. No, of course you do. This helps you to absorb your nutrients better and sleep better and prevent and recovery. And everyone's always going to come down with a cold or something. Why not have this tool in your home so you can be on top of it right away? So I always just tell people like, oh, you should do it every day, you know, without ever having to sound salesy or inauthentic. And I always tell people too, like, it doesn't have to be perfect. Just start, and don't be afraid to tell people, you know, because we always get in our heads and it's like, okay, I'll start once I do this, or once I feel confident talking about, then I'll start. No, just start. Because when you start, that's when you learn. And they're like, oh, somebody asked me this question. I've never heard that before. I don't know how to answer it. No problem. Just say, what a great question. Thank you so much. I'm still learning too. Let me reach out to my colleague who's helping me, and we're going to get right back to you. People don't care. They just want the answer. And you're being, again, authentic. You know, I remember when I first started too, I would be like, you know what? I don't even know. All I know is it makes me feel so good. All I know, it's amazing. I don't really know how to explain it yet. Let me get my husband to explain it. He's more the sciencey guy. I just know how I feel. And I wouldn't even be afraid to tell people that. And I said, let me get back to you. And then I find the answer and get back to them that way. And consistency is key. So as the energy is always flowing in our business, you're going to keep receiving the abundance. You're going to keep receiving new clients, people wanting to buy, people coming for sessions. It's when you just let it fizzle away, that's when the people fizzle away. And I noticed it because it was like boom, 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 boom. And it was growing. And then we got busy here, building our house, building the space. And I was like, where'd everybody go? Everyone just disappeared because I disappeared, you know? And then I'm here. And then all of a sudden I'm talking it about again, not even like pushing it, just talking about it again. It's like the universe hears me. I'm talking about PMF. Oh, on the beach. Oh, did you guys just move here? Yeah. What do you guys do? PMF. What's that? You start talking about that person tells somebody. And then all of a sudden the energy is back and you're busy again, just like that. So as long as we stay consistent, even a little bit, even if it's small, as long as you're doing something every day, putting your energy into it, a post, reading something, getting on it yourself, that is all energy in your PMF business. Even with you just using it or getting your kids on there, the universe is listening, and you just keep the flow going. You know, just staying positive momentum, because where energy goes, the results are going to show no matter what. If you're consistent, it is impossible for you to not grow your business just a little bit every day. Doesn't have to be your entire life. It can be if you really want to get to 6G like that. If you do that, it will happen. But as long as you're putting a little bit in every day, you're definitely going to see the results. I can promise you and guarantee you that. And of course, like, you always have the support as well. Like, even if it seems silly, don't ever think, and I always say this, don't ever think like, oh, don't bother Amanda with this. Like, let's really, really help each other. Like, get to these high levels of sales and of commission. You know, that's where you make the really, really good money. And when you start having that flow of clients coming in, it's inevitable, because they're going to be like, look, I love coming to see you and stuff, but I kind of would just love to wake up in the morning and get on it and go on it before bed. Perfect. There, you have a sale right there. Yeah. And you don't need to know everything, because it is a lot, and it's impossible to know everything when you're beginning, because you learn so much as you go. So don't think that you need to have all the science information. Just by watching a few of the short videos by Bryant Myers that I posted on my website are going to teach you so much. And a lot of them are just like kind of a little bit repetitive, but as you watch the other ones, it all makes sense and connects together. And then before you know it, you're like, wow, I actually know a lot about PMF, or a lot more than I realized that I did. Yeah, and always remember, like, what we are doing is just such good, important work. And don't ever feel like, oh, I don't want to feel like I'm trying to sell or I'm being pushy. Like, by us selling a system, we're helping somebody improve their life. We might even be preventing them from getting cancer or some other illness or disease. You know, like, we don't even know what's happening inside the body. And by us getting people on our mat or selling a system, only good can come from it. Like, this is healing the planet, like, one person at a time, like, energetically moving energy through. People are releasing emotions. People cry after sessions, like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, I don't know why I'm crying. There you go. You had a stuck emotion that you were carrying, some anger or something that just released. You're lighter now. Like, it's so good. And that person goes home and maybe has more patience with their spouse or their children. You know, it's much bigger work than we realize. And it's really, really rewarding. And I have to say, for me, it feels like soul purpose work, and probably for Kathy too, because it's also evolved into other things. It opened us up to other things like sound healing, incorporating the bowls, and with Laura teaching me about the tuning forks as well. I had no idea what a tuning fork was, and she put it on me and I was like, okay, what is that? Like, that's frequency and vibration. Putting that on somebody when they're laying on the mat, it brings it to another level. Solex with Kathy, like, those are frequencies too, just in a different way. And it just opens you up to all these beautiful tools. But I always keep PMF as the core modality, of course, because that is our biggest return of investment. That's where we can make really, really good money. I've been doing this now for a little over 2.5 years, and I reached 5G in November. And I probably, honestly, I could have gotten there faster if I was focusing all on that. But with the move to Costa Rica and 3 kids and finding our place and setting up different places, you know, obviously it was not always like, I was always pushing it, but very gently and organically. Never did I feel overwhelmed or burnt out. I was still able to make 5G in 2 years.
Yep.
And that's really good. That's really good commission. And never did I feel that I pushed it on anybody. If sometimes people would be mad at me and they're like, oh, there was a promotion. Why didn't you tell me? I've been thinking about getting one. And I'm like, oh, maybe I need to like try to push a little more, because people are waiting for us. They really are. They're like, give me the information. Tell me when there's a sale. Tell me that I need one. They want us to tell them what to do, especially as people are waking up. They don't know where to go, or they want to heal. They want something natural. They don't want to be on pills anymore, but they don't know where to start. And when you bring this to them, they're like, oh, this might actually be my answer. Thank you. So don't be shy to share it. Only good can come from it. Yeah, and it's a journey. It's a slow journey of learning and growing and serving. And every single day you're going to learn something new, and it's all really fascinating. And don't be hard on yourself if you feel like you should know more than you do. We all learn in different ways with energy medicine. It's all something new that we're learning as well. And some people, they get it right away, and other people, it doesn't land as well. But don't let that hold you back from starting, because there might be somebody that you might meet that really needs your medicine, and you don't want to not be able to provide that for them because you're in fear. In the meantime, they're just like, I don't care, just put me on it. It's not like we can harm them. So just really, trust yourself, and don't be afraid to not begin, because you still need to do this one thing. And that's how success comes. It's from taking imperfect action and learning as you go. That's how you get really confident with it. Okay, so now we're going to explain the commission structure and how it works. And honestly, I didn't pay so much attention to it until now, because I was like, okay, when I get to the higher levels of commission, that's when I'm going to really focus. And in the meantime, I was just building, not really looking at it and just trusting the flow of it. But now that I'm at 5G, I'm like, okay, well, we can make some serious money here now. Now my goal this year is to get to 6G. So far I have 54 systems under me. And then when I get to 90, which still sounds like a lot, then I'll be at 6G. But at that point, you have other team members under you that are also doing the business and building. And that's where you can get there much faster, because you're like, oh, I have this person there that's interested in doing it. And now she sold a couple systems, and she sold a couple systems, and he sold a couple systems. Oh, boom, there's 6 more systems right there under me. And you can get there much faster. And then I started noticing, wow, my team is growing, and I have some strong people under me that really want to do the business like I do. And they're just as passionate as I am. And I didn't have any support from my upline. So I'm like, what can I do to support those who are kind of go-getters like I am? And make sure they feel really, really supported, because we all are going to grow together and receive such amazing abundance together. And I'll share with you, even before because we just reached 5G, even before this, like since we've been to Costa Rica, we've had months where we've made 6K, 8K, 10K, 12K, and 15K US a month on like the higher promotional months and sales. So as you keep going and putting your energy into it and planting those seeds and seeing clients, some people are just waiting for like the right time to get it. And then you just keep going, keep planting seeds, tell everybody, share everybody. And then boom, when we do have those little bit better promotions, we always have good promotions. So we have those little bit better ones. People are like, okay, I'm going to pull the trigger now. And then boom, in that 1 month, there you go. You've sold like 10 systems or even more. And it's really good money. It's enabled us to do some really incredible things here as we let go of our careers and really trusted fully in what we're doing. And the more you do that, you realize, you know what, I can do hard things, and I don't need to have that safety net, because I'm using a beautiful product that I know and love and trust and share myself, and I'm sharing with others. And then it becomes even more rewarding, because you hear the stories where people are like, thank you so much for introducing me to this. I've never felt better. I have not slept in 5 years, and I'm sleeping like a baby. So many different things where you're like, wow, I feel so good about what I'm doing. And then you get that, those beautiful paychecks on top of it. And you're like, how am I doing this for a career that I'm receiving such abundance and in health and wealth and all of it. It's just it's just amazing. And yeah. Okay, so Conrad's going to explain the commission structure and the compensation plan. So obviously there's different ways you make money. So first you start off with your getting clients in to come see you for your regular session. So usually 1 hour sessions, depending if you have Omnium 1 or Hybrid Prime. If anybody has questions about their area and what they should be charging. So for Omnium 1, it's typically about $1 a minute. So I'd say for 1 hour, $65. And then if you have the Hybrid Prime, where we have the biofeedback and the far infrared and all of that, I charge 85 US for 1 hour. That might seem a little high in Canada. You might want to do 85 Canadian, but then if you're somebody like Kathy or anybody else like that also offers other things on top of it, like usually we're doing an inner voice scan as well, tuning fork samples and stuff like that. Don't be shy to charge like 85 or $100, because you're doing other things. Laura with her energy clearings and flower medicine and all of that. You know, and don't think you need to do other things, because a PMF is taking care of so much in itself. It's taking care of everything in itself, you know. Them getting on the mat and experiencing the brain treatment, all that is a full experience. You don't have to add anything else in. It is more than enough.
Amanda,
Yeah.
I just want to share something with prices because I'm thinking of raising them. Larry
Okay.
had a massage and the lady had come here. She just lives in the building. And it was $150 for the hour. So that was just for a massage. She came here,
Yeah.
sat at the table, did the massage for an hour, and that was it.
Yeah, that's what people are charging here too.
$150 for a massage. And this, the benefits would way outweigh just a massage if they're using the goggles and everything.
Yeah, exactly. And it's a full experience for your entire being. You know, people have big awakenings and releases, and yeah, don't be shy to, and I always say we don't want to be racing to the bottom. We don't want to start being like, oh, I'm going to charge a little bit less because that person, no, don't start that. If anything, you charge a little bit more. And it is our time, it is our equipment, it is the wear and tear on our equipment. And it's an exchange of energy, and people come holding a lot. Sometimes you take on those energies without meaning to, and you're depleted after, and you're tired. All those systems doing a lot of work. You're still talking with them. You're still in the room with them, you know? So yeah, don't be afraid to set up some good, strong, healthy boundaries, your self-worth, you're sharing your time, your space, your equipment. Yeah, absolutely, Kathy. I agree. And it is something really incredible and stands way above and beyond the rest that we are offering. And
I would
here,
just price
yeah,
what everybody charges, like just start calling and looking for prices on a 1 hour massage in your area. Just seeing what they charge in your area, and then you can go by your prices. And I agree, charge a little more. Make yours, you know, people always go, oh, that one's cheap if it's more, maybe it's not as good. They're willing to spend more because they think this one is better, even though it's not
exactly.
more. This one must be better because it's more.
Yeah, and that's in your energetic alignment as well. Absolutely. People don't like, and I always hear Dale saying like, give free sessions, give free demos. I'm like, no, 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 no. Why are you going to set the bar at the bottom? Like what we do is not free. The only time I would say ever do it for free, of course, if it's like a family member, you know, and you want them to try it, you know, a very close family member, then it's free. Or if you want to choose like three, say you're just starting out and you just really want to practice on somebody, you might want to pick like 3 neighbors or close friends that you say, listen, I'm going to give you a free session. I just want to have someone to practice with the way I speak about it, and you getting on it and stuff like that. If it's practicing, that's fine. But never free. The only time the price should go down is if they're buying a package. So I'll sell like a pack of 3, a pack of 5, or a pack of 10, where instead of it end up being $85 a session, it comes down a little bit because they've committed to their healing. They've committed to coming. I have one guy that comes twice a week, and he's committed to that. So he gets a better price in the package, but it always leads to a sale. So it's worth it. He bought one, but he still comes to me because he's like, it's different when you do it. It's really funny. He bought a system, but he still comes to me twice a week. He bought an Omni one. I have the Prime, and he likes when I do the bowls for him. Um, but yeah, absolutely. And we can always reassess too, because you know, prices are always going up with everything. Like, even by you adding in like something so simple like aromatherapy, even your words are medicine, you know. Even just taking a moment with them, tell them to take a deep breath in and close your eyes and just be with them for a moment, and set the intention with them, set a positive affirmation with them. That all elevates the experience. And like Kathy said, yeah, if you're comparing 2 and you see one more expensive, I'm going to go for the more expensive one, because I'm like, it's probably a little more luxurious. It's probably a little bit more elevated. They probably have more experience. I don't want the cheaper one. It's true. You appreciate it more. People don't appreciate the lower, and you're of value. You know, you feel like you're worth it as well. Um, yeah. And 2, like if people are buying packages are coming to you often, it isn't cheap, and they're gonna say, I should probably, instead of me spending all this money, as much time I like to spend with you, I should probably just get one. And ideally, that's what you want. So you can keep moving and have your new wave of people coming in. And then you get busy because the new people that bought systems are going to have questions and then they might want to do the business as well. And you're going to support them there. And you end up having this really beautiful ebb and flow of clients that are coming in. You have like a new wave of clients that are coming in. They're trying it out. They're feeling good. Then a promotion comes and then they all buy a system. Then you're really busy helping onboard and teach them about the system and tell them to watch the videos and tell them all the things. And then you'll have them be like, maybe I'll do what you're doing, Amanda. You seem to really love it. And I feel called to be of service. I feel called to help people the way you are. And then you're busy with that. And then everyone gets kind of settled. And then boom, you get new people coming in again. And then all of a sudden you're just like, wow, this just organically became like an ebb and flow. It's like when I've sold a bunch of systems, the clients are kind of gone because all my clients just bought a system and you get busy with that. And then you're like, okay, I'm good again. And then you promote yourself again. And then you get the new wave of people again. And it's so cool. It keeps you really interested and taking care of all levels of your business. Yeah, it's amazing.
There you go.
Okay, perfect.
Nice.
Okay, so there we go. So you are in the light blue. Your first two sales, 1G and 1G, those are 6.5% each. They both include that 5% and 1.5%. And that's important in a little bit. I'll explain why it's split up into two.
And I always tell people just get through your first two sales. Like once you make your first two PMF sales, that's like kind of your lower commission. I mean, it's still 6.5%, it's still good. But once you get through that, boom, that's when you are in much better flow. That's when you start making more commission. It's just the first two you want to kind of get those not out of the way, but
Well, they have to happen. You have to
Yeah.
have two sales first.
to get, your commission going.
And you're called a 1G when you sell your first, and you're a 1G when you sell your second. But your third sale, you're now called a 2G.
Yeah. So
And right away, when you're made a 2G, you're now bumped up to 13% because you have two credits. And remember, one credit is 6.5%. If you're a 2G, it's a 2 credits. And the 2 credit is 6.5% times 2, which is 13.
yeah, every G is a 6.5%
Correct.
extra.
You'll be a 2G. You need 3 to 10 group sales and at least one personal sale. And I'll explain this further. But to get to the next level, you need 10 sales under you plus a personal sale. And then you'll be bumped up to 3G. And once you get to 3G, you add 6.5% onto your 13%. Now you're at 19.5%. And this continues, as you can see there on the chart, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All the way up when you're a 6G, you have 39% commission on your sale, which is very lucrative. Now, the other side of this is because every sale has 7 credits allotted to it. So when you make a sale, and let's say you're at 2G, you get 13%. There's 5 more credits left in that sale to be given away. It's a 7-credit system. Every sale has 7 credits to give away. If you're 2G, you've taken 2 of those credits. There are 5 more credits to be given away, and they go up the line. So if Amanda is a 5G and there's 5 left, Amanda will take those 5 credits. If Amanda is a 3 credits, then she will take 3 credits. How much is left? There's 2 more. And then those 2 will go above Amanda. So there's always 7 credits to give away. So Kathy, if you have somebody underneath you and they're a 2G and you're now a 4G, they get 13% commission. They're a 2G. There's still 5 credits left. You'd get 4 because you're a 4G. And then the last one will go to Amanda. So that's key to remember. There's always 7 credits in that sale. Now, the reason why it's split up into the 5% and the 1.5%, this is if a personal sale doesn't happen. So in between personal sales, you have 90 days to make another personal sale. If you don't make a personal sale within 90 days, that 6.5% per credit, whether you're a 4G or a 2G or a 5G or a 1G, well, that 1.5 special credit is taken away. You're now only collecting 5% per credit.
Yeah, the
So
1.5%
if I'm a
of bonus.
if I'm a 3G and I'm over 90 days, my commission is no longer 19.5%, it's 15%. Because that 1.5% has been taken away from each of those credits. Does this make sense at all? Kathy, do you understand it or no?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, that's where I'm at right now. Like I was kind of, and you'll find that happens too. I'm like, got busy supporting people that were like under me and then them selling systems and stuff, which is totally great. But then you kind of forget about your own personal sales because you're busy with other things. And then I'm like, oh shoot, I haven't sold a system in 3 months. I've lost my, it's been over 90 days. And then some people under you are selling. You're not getting your full commission. You're still making
You're still
commission, but
making,
you're not getting like your bonus
but
1.5%
then
on each G.
after those 90 days, let's say another 90 days pass. So you're 6 months now into not having a sale. You will still collect 50% of that 5% commission per credit.
Which is really nice.
So
Like it's actually,
you can do 6 months without a personal sale and you'll still collect commissions from your downline
yeah,
when they're selling. It
Yeah.
stops at 360 days. So basically after a year of no selling, then you're cut off from
Mhm.
collecting any commissions. And then that will just skip that person and go to the person above them.
yeah. And then if you decide, oh, I want to start up again, you actually pick up where you left off.
Exactly. You go back
Which
to
is
whatever
really
you're at.
nice.
If you're a
lot of
5G
companies will make you start from
or a
scratch.
3G, you just need one personal sale and then you're back
You're
to
back
where
in
you
the
were.
game. So if
You're-
you fall asleep somewhere or
Yeah, let's say
went
you're at
traveling or got really busy with work and you had to neglect your business, you can always pick it back up at any time.
Now, another important part of this is the 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 people, your teammates that you sell to, what level you were at when you sold to them, because that will be what you collect from them indefinitely. So, as an example, Amanda's friend Autumn,
Mm-hmm.
that was Amanda's first sale. She was a 1G when she sold to Autumn. Amanda's now a 5G. Whatever Autumn sells, Amanda will only collect 1G from Autumn forever.
Yeah, I'll only ever make 6.5% from Autumn
Autumn.
sales.
No, Amanda's a 5G now, but it doesn't matter because Amanda was a 1G when she sold to her. That's what she'll collect. If Amanda sells a system now to Bill Smith down the road as a 5G, she'll collect 5G from Bill Smith
Every time.
every time.
If
Until
he's
Bill
doing the
now is
business.
now a 3G, he only has 4Gs left to give, and Amanda will take those.
Until you're at, if I'm at 6G, and then when Autumn is also at 6G, then since my downline Autumn made it to 6G, it shows clearly I've been supporting her. I've helped my downline also get to 6G. So typically that would mean I would have no more credits left because they're all Autumn's got her own team going on. She's making her own money with her own 6G. But what the company does, they see that obviously I've helped to support her to get her to 6G. She still might need my support because now we're both 6G. So then we unlock a bonus. So anybody, if I'm at 6G and I have any downline people that are also at 6G, obviously we've worked hard together. And this is where I want to see us all going, where we do this together. Then we receive bonus
Exactly.
forever from our team that has also been really motivated and put a lot of energy into it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a really good system.
Yeah, the bonus systems for all the 6Gs, it's a little more complicated. I'm still trying to really understand this until I can deliver
not there yet.
until I can deliver to the team.
Yeah.
But below 6G, it's not too challenging to understand how it goes. Just know that there's 7 credits per sale, and whatever G you are,
When you
sell, that's how many credits you'll collect, and the rest will go upline.
Mm-hmm.
And if somebody sells below you, whatever G they are, they'll collect that, and whatever's left over will flow up to you, but you will only collect what level you were when you sold to them. You could be a 5G now, and there's 5Gs coming your way, but you were only a 2 when you sold to them. You'll only collect 2, and then the 3 will go on above Amanda.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how it works all the time. There's 7 credits to give away, and those credits are divided into this 1.5% and the 5%. And you'll always get the 6.5% as long as you make a sale every 90 days. Once you go after 90 days, it drops down to 5%. And then after another 90 days, it's 50% of the 5% commission, basically. So like as an example, let's say you sell a product for $1,000, just to make it really easy. You would make 5% of $1,000 is $50. So you're past the 90 days again, you'd get $25. 50% of the 5%. But if you stayed within the 90 days the first time, you'd get $65 if it was $1,000. Or realistically, if you're selling a prime, it's $10,000, you're going to get $650. And if it's after the 90 days and someone sold one below you and you get 1G from them, and it's after that 90-day window, you'll get $500. And if another 90 days pass, then you'd get $250 because it's 50% of that 5% commission. So, but like Amanda says, I mean, I notice Amanda, when she's active in it, it flows without stopping.
Without you even like.
But when we stop and we're doing other
needing
things
to.
like building or focusing on other parts of our life, it slows down. Like once it gains momentum, you have to keep the momentum going.
Yeah. But it's actually easy to tap back into it if life does, take you in a different direction, like us, building the house, or like Kathy, if you're gonna go travel, it's like you can easily get back into it as long as you keep the energy there a little bit. Even if you get busy with other things, still keep doing your posts, keep doing your reels, keep talking about it. Don't let it completely go away. And as long as you do that, you will be surprised. People come out of nowhere and they surprise you, and eventually it's just so organically flowing. It feels like it never fully fizzles away. And especially by us utilizing Instagram and socials. I've been so surprised lately where I'm like, wow, I didn't even know this person was watching. I don't even know who this person is. And I don't have a lot of followers. It doesn't matter. You don't need to have a lot of followers. You just have like the right people. And then that will organically grow as well.
One last thing, sorry. We didn't talk about the group sales at all. You only need to do one personal sale. The group can take care of the rest of them.
Yeah.
You can have a few really solid people underneath you, and to get to 3G, you need 20 sales. You need to do one. Your team can do 19. And then you're bumped to the next level. Like to go to 6G, you need 90 sales. Well, 91 technically. You do one personal one, your team can sell 90, and then you're there.
Yeah.
So that's why the group sales are really, really key and just amazing if you have an amazing team underneath you and with you.
But you're a part of that because you only have an amazing team if you give them the support that they need and the confidence and the motivation and all of that too, right? So your energy is going into it. You're still like answering the questions and supporting them, right? So yeah, the stronger the team and the community, which is also, the way we want to shape the new earth anyways, is like people with their heart in the right place, wanting to help others and do good on the planet. It's so much good comes from it.
And this commission is paid out before tax. That's a big point. So if the system is $8,000, the commission is based on the $8,000. And it's paid out, I believe, on the 23rd roughly of every month, the month after the sale.
Yeah, the following month. They say the 25th, just to be on the safe side. If there's like a holiday or there's some reason a delay, they say that they pay on the 25th, but often it is a couple days sooner, anywhere between the 21st and the 25th. I found like around Christmas and stuff, it was even, I think, on the 19th because of the holiday.
And you'll see that on the invoice, the 5% and the 1.5%, it's broken down in the sale. Like if you sell, let's say you sell a prime, but you have to add the hexagon cents and the goggles for whatever reason, you'll see the invoice with the prime, 2 commissions, a 5% commission and a 1.5% commission. and you'll see the Hexagon Sense, a 5% commission and a 1.5% commission, and then you'll see the goggles. If you had to buy those things individually, separately, you see it broken down individually per item into 2 different commissions, the 5% and the 1.5% for the total of the 6.5%.
You might find at times too that you might have somebody on your team that you want to put a sale under, because you might say, you know what, this person is like in your area, and you know that if they're going under the person's under you, you're obviously still making commission. You won't make as much as if it was a direct sale, and then you'll assess the situation. Like if you really need a reset, and that is 100% your client, you've cultivated them, you introduced them to PMF, you've been treating them, it's clearly your client,
And that reset is that 90-day window. That's the term we use.
yeah, then you're probably going to take the sale. But if you've already had a reset, and you know you've both been working with this client perhaps, or it's somebody that's in your circle, you might find it might be more beneficial for you to almost give a sale away and put it underneath your colleague, because maybe they resonate with them better, or they're in their area, or you want to show them what it is like when you sell a system and give them some motivation as well and get them kind of going, because it's also going to benefit you and the whole team. And I've done that in the past too. But another thing too is always be prepared. Know the system really well by using it yourself. Go through all the videos, know PMF really well, because you never know when all of a sudden you're going to have a sale, and maybe Kathy's going to end up putting a sale under her friend or colleague because she knows it's going to benefit her. Make sure your friend or colleague also knows the system really well, so when that person under them comes for questions, they can answer them. You know, it's not really fair to you or to anybody if you're putting sales under people, but then when that person needs the support, they're skipping the middle person and coming to you because you're the one that has taken the time to learn the system really well. Just tell, you know, your downline, like, if you want to do the sales, make sure you really know the system so you can support the people that you're selling to. It can't just be like selling systems and not supporting them, and them always going to the upline for support. But obviously we'll always be there when you can't find something, or, you know, but that also really, just hold on. That just really motivates everyone to also learn the business and be really, really confident with it too. And I also say as well, like use me more. Let's like, Sarah, who's an acupuncturist here, she's like, hey, do you have time to jump on a Zoom call with me if somebody's interested in getting a system? Yeah, let's do it. We'll do like 3-way Zoom calls. And that's how she learns. Although she's already like, she understands all of this so well. She's like, I don't want to get stuck on a call. I want you there. So if I don't know how to answer something right away while I'm learning, you're there for me. And it works out so well because you just feed off each other. The person on the call feels really supported because if one person can't answer the question, the other person most likely can. And that way you listen to how it is selling a system, and that's how you learn as well. So I'm like, if you ever think somebody might be interested or somebody wants to have a call, grab me and let's do a 3-way call. I think it's a lot of fun because we can reach people. Doesn't matter where we are in the world. I'm in Costa Rica, Kathy's in Colombia, Autumn's in Canada. It doesn't matter. Let's get on calls together and do this together. Yeah, I think that's it, right?
Yeah.
For the structure.
If anyone needs clarification on the commission structure, just pop a question on the chat and I'll just drop a voice message clarifying something.
See, this is maximum basic payout without bonuses, 45.5% plus bonuses. So
That's the 7 credits up.
yeah, it's really good. Yeah, and then with all the bonuses with multiple people at 6G, it does get a little bit more complicated. We will all be there.
I understand that because we're all going to be
Yeah, we're all going to be there. So when we get closer to it, we'll make sure we know it really, really well. But I've even asked my upline, and they're like, I don't know, it's complicated. You just at that point you just have to trust that they're paying you what you should. I'm like, well, I don't like that answer. So we will figure it out. This is why you need yeah, a good upline.
Amanda,
Yeah.
Just a thought, like in when I was working a lot more in my magic business, we created our own compensation tables using Canva, and we would share them like during a meeting if it was like a Zoom call, if it was a call to run the business. You know, some people just want to buy the thing just for their health, but some people want to run the business.
Yeah.
And having your own with like your own brand,
Yeah.
and in a way that makes sense, because you guys explained it all, but I think there's a way for you guys to just make that into a table. Like after, after 20 sales, this is the commission. It's the range is from, this to this, and just put a range and then calculate like max or minimum, like if you don't get the special points because you're not active, or if you are, just creating a table like that. I can send you one that I have like from Anagic just to show you what it looks like. Because it
Okay.
really gets, when we talk like real numbers,
Yeah.
it really gets people like people can actually see
So
the
you're
actual
saying,
business it says.
yeah. So you're saying like when when I'm at 5G and I have a direct sale system, I'm making,
Exactly. But
2,000
this or that. Yeah.
a day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Between this or that,
Okay.
depending if you have a sale within 90 days. Yeah.
I've
That's
been
it.
asking Todd for months to make this and he hasn't done it yet. So
Well, now it's on Canvas, so that's on you. I can't know how to use
I
it.
mean, I think you guys can do it. Anyway,
and I
I'm
love
pretty
making,
sure it's, yeah,
and
but
yeah,
I'll send you what I have because I'll show
okay.
you like an example. Yeah.
Yeah, because I love branding things. Exactly. I love making it your own. It's right on brand. It's your colors. It's your logo if you have a logo. It's understandable. And like everyone receives information differently. So although Conrad's sitting here saying it all, I'm not picking up any of it. I'm like, I need
Awesome.
to that's how I am. I think most of us are, especially women, like we're more visual. Like I need to see it. So yeah, Marie, thank you for that. You're totally right. And that's what people want to see,
And
Yeah,
another thing, and if you think like when you're pitching it and you're like, so if you're really active in the business and you make 3 sales per month and you're
Yeah.
at 5G, this is
Yeah.
how much you make. So that really gets the imagination going. And
Yeah.
it's true. Like if you're like actively promoting, providing the services, people come to you, then you can make 3 sales a month. Then that's how much it does. And then, how long it takes, like after a year, you're at 6G and you're making this much a month.
Exactly. Yeah. Perfect. Thank you for that. Yeah, the people that have been in like the network affiliate marketing, there's a couple of us in the past, and that know how it works and what's needed. That's really good. This is the first time I've ever done network affiliate marketing. Yeah, I mean, I always look at Anna Lazaro and Jenny Bittner, and they're doing network affiliate marketing, and they've retired their husbands and like they're having like multi-million-dollar years, and we can do this too, guys. Like we can 1,000%, we can do it even more because we're sharing health and wellness systems that you have at home. And it's not as much energy because these are higher ticket items. So it's not like you need to it's not like when you sell smaller things like with Monet and shampoos and things like that, where you need tons and tons of volume under you, and you need like a lot of energy goes into it, and a lot of people end up building under you. Yes, with the volume you can do well. But with this, you can cultivate some really good, what am I trying to say? Like you can get there faster, I find, with less energy because it's a high ticket item. So when you do sell it, it's like boom.
I have that in my thing that it takes the same energy to make a sale, whether the sale is $100 or $10,000. So if you want to be making 150 sales to make the same amount of money, go ahead and sell, makeup or products, and that's great too. It's just that you need to be constantly building a huge following.
Yeah.
Whereas if you're selling a high ticket quality item,
Yeah.
then you only need a few sales, right?
Yeah, exactly. And it does, like I said, I never feel depleted with it. If anything, it powers me up because it's so rewarding, and you're like that, it doesn't feel like it's a lot of effort, there's multiple layers to it because you want to create your brand, but it's fun stuff. Like you're creative with it. Like I want a beautiful Instagram and I want to have a beautiful logo, but don't let that stop you from just doing it. Just doesn't have to be perfect. You can tweak it later. Just put it out to the universe, because people are not looking at the stuff that we think that they are. They just want to receive the healing. They just want to hear us. They want us to be authentic and receive our medicine. They don't care if if the bird is like a little bit here and this logo. No one's looking at that stuff. Don't waste your time on it. Utilize your tools. If you're stuck on words, use Chat GPT. Don't let it take away your essence and your heart. No, but use it as a tool. Just be like, how can I say this? I have this idea, but instead of spending like so much time trying to create this post, use Chat GPT. And then you're like, yes, that's what I'm trying to say. Boom. Now I can get it out there and move on to seeing the person in real life, or, doing something that lights me up. Yeah, don't let it obviously completely take over your business, but it is such a wonderful tool. And when you are, I always find too, the energetics of selling, when you're really feeling something, put it out there. Make a quick video, make a quick reel. You get off the PMF mat and you're like, I just had a PMF session and I feel freaking amazing. I feel clear. I feel focused. I feel energized. I feel really good. And I just have to share it with you guys. Okay, bye. Just share. What else was I going to say? Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to post some ideas of what we can do to get started. So, like a social media post, like how to start with the social media post, just to get the energy flowing. Simple, like why I started this. Why did I start my PMF business? Well, I really love how I see people respond to it. And I want to share this with more people and how it made me feel, keep it genuine, value driven, in your authentic self, not how anyone else is doing it. Just be you. That's all you have to be, and not salesy. It's never has to be about somebody buying one. That's just going to come naturally. You're just sharing your story and your information. And then, yeah. And if you do, when you do have clients that come in, always check in with them after, like the next day or a couple days. And for rentals too, I always ask people, I'm like, okay, now that I wait for a week after they don't have it anymore. And I'm like, now that you've been without it for a week, how do you feel? And everyone's like, I'm really missing the mat. I'm like, so you need one, right? Yeah. Always just check in. Notice the difference when you have it, when you don't have it. Yeah. And just know, you don't have to be an expert. Trust me, guys, like you do not have to be an expert. I remember when we first got ours, I was just like, whoa, I need everyone to try this. I need everyone to get on this. Like, I don't care. I don't have a space. Come up to my kids' tree house. We're doing it in the tree house. My neighbors, I was just like, come here, just get on it. You just have to try it. And people are like, well, what is it? I'm like, I don't know. I just got it. I can't even explain it yet. Just try it and I'll explain later, obviously want to be a little more professional than that, but I was just like, with people that were in my close circle that I saw every day, I was just making them get on it. Yeah, and being consistent. Okay, and then is everyone okay? Well, I mean, not everyone is here, so we'll wait till we post the recording, but I would love for us to do this every week and check in with each other. So I'm thinking we can do, let's focus on doing like 2 stories or 2 Instagram reels or posts a week to start with. And we'll have like 3 things that we're all kind of committed to, and then we can share it in the group and be like, okay, here's mine. What do you guys think? And I did this, and just help each other and build it together. And in the meantime, I'm going to get together that the ebook that's going to be really, really clear. That's going to help us bring our businesses to the next level, which I'm super excited about. Another thing I want to talk about is balancing the energies. So being in our masculine and our feminine. So, and in business. So often, like, I'll find, for me, I spend a lot of time in my feminine, where I am creating and I've got these ideas and I'm nourishing and I'm making it beautiful, and I'm making my posts and my reels and stuff like that, which is all great because you're magnetizing. And I notice when I'm in my feminine, I'm attracting and I'm magnetizing, and people are coming out of like nowhere popping up on Instagram and Facebook. And I've even had people drive down here and be like, I heard that you're doing some healing thing over here, like, small beach town community. It doesn't matter how you're doing it. The universe feels the energy that you're putting out, and it's no right or wrong. Just because you're putting the energy out in Facebook, you might not receive it in Facebook. Somebody might down the road might receive that energy. It's really interesting. People will just come out of nowhere. So keep that energy going, but remember that you have to have that balance of energy to put it into the masculine as well. We can't just always be like attract it, put the energy out there, magnetize, create, and then boom, let's put into action. Open up the computer, make the post, make the ad, put it on your Facebook groups in your area, put it on the reel. Those are all masculine energies, is the doer, the doing it, right? So just having that balance is going to help you to have that ebb and flow. I'm going to create, I'm going to magnetize, I'm going to attract, I'm going to nourish myself, I'm going to on the mat, I'm going to heal myself with it, I'm going to take care of me, my body's my temple. And then after that, boom, I'm going to share that. And that's my masculine. I'm going to put that out there and get the people to come in here, and I'm actually going to get them on the mat. And then that's the masculine. And just look at money as a frequency, and selling systems as an exchange of energy, and having people come in for sessions as an exchange of energy. Don't look at it like making sales or making money. Just look at it as I'm opening channels for abundance and impact and exchange of energy. I'm giving my time, my energy, my knowledge, my system to you, and in exchange, I receive financial abundance. That's all it is. And then that way we don't get stuck in those blockages where we have fear, or we feel like I'm being salesy, or I don't want to ask for the sale. It's not about that. We just have to shift the way that we think about it. Yeah. Do you want to add anything else?
Just what I've started doing. I've started emailing chiropractic clinics and wellness centers in Toronto. I've made a goal to myself to send out 5 to 10 emails a day. Started a couple days ago. And I'm looking at it as statistically, the more you put out there, the better chance of you having a response and setting up a Zoom call. It doesn't take a long time. I have a beautiful email I put together with Amanda and I, and we attached our socials to it. And but make it real, we're a husband and wife team, lived in Canada, changed our life here to come to Costa Rica, former paramedic,
To be authentic.
healed my body with it. And we want to share this, and we think this would be a great healing modality to add what you already have in your clinic. And that's it.
Yeah. And that's the thing. You find what works for you, because you're more, that's more Conrad's thing. I'm like, I could definitely do that, but it would feel a little bit like I'd be pushing myself to do it. So find what makes sense to you and what feels good. And you're like, that feels like authentic to me, and that feels like it's going to flow. Because there's lots of ways we can reach people, right? For me, I'm like, I love the socials. I love posting, putting up the stories and the reels. I love posting on the Facebook groups. And I like speaking about it. So for me, that's what works, and that's what works for me. Some other people are like Connor, like I'm going to make a beautiful email, and I'm going to put out to like 100 places. Even if one responds, boom, we might have a sale there. Like, why not?
Exactly.
Right. And if that's what makes sense to you and that feels good, do that. Some other people are like, they want to send emails and arrange appointments to all the yoga studios in the area, or all the gyms, or all the clinic offices. And then that's their thing. That's their way of doing it. Some other people are like, I'm going to start just with my friends and family, and I'm going to do word of mouth. There's just so many, like, no matter what it is, just get started, whatever works for you. And sometimes you don't know that you like a certain way until you do it. And then you're like, oh, actually that worked out really, really well. Like before, doing Zoom calls with people I didn't know made me so nervous. I'm like,
They're fun.
they're actually so much
Oh, I love
fun.
them.
Yeah, like I'll get a call, this guy in San Jose who has a bunch of gyms, and I'm like, oh, if he speaks English. Oh. And we just did it, and it was like such a great time. And just be yourself. And sometimes I read different people, like different sales strategies and different pitches. Forget all of that. Just be your authentic self. Don't have any certain strategies. It's whatever feels right, and just from the heart, just be you. And that is like way more than enough. And that's what people want. They just want,
Well, in the end, they're trusting you.
yeah, they're buying it. They're buying
buying
you.
you.
Yeah, they are.
Exactly.
Yeah. So yeah,
Yep.
always just being authentically you. Oh, okay. One other thing too. Well, I mean, I'll put this in the chat, but again, I have to say independently run battery banks in Costa Rica only for a PMF system. So anybody that's in Costa Rica that has a PMF system, the Omnium one is okay because it can run independently without being charged. But I still think charging it on a battery bank that is not plugged into the wall is the best thing for us here. Our systems have a lot going on and they're very sensitive. And the electricity here is so wonky and so inconsistent. There's surge, there's drop and surge constantly, not when there's a power outage, just constantly up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. And our systems do not like it. Never mind when there's a power outage and there's that drop in electricity and then that surge back on. People are like, it's okay, I have a surge protector. It doesn't matter if the surge protector, doesn't matter what quality surge protector you have. If your surge protector is also plugged into the wall, somehow it bypasses when the electricity drops. I think the surge protector is to protect it from the surge when the power comes back on. But the problem is and this is anywhere in Central America, our electricity is always going up and down, up and down. That's why these very expensive fridges and everything here last like a year or two when they have like a 15-year warranty. They're just getting fried. I have a chiropractor client who's also does property management for like multi-million-dollar homes. And he's like, Amanda, they have the fanciest surge protectors on the entire house. It does not matter. It's a different story here. So what we've discovered through trial and error and replacing multiple power supply cords is that we need a power bank that you unplug the PMF, you charge your battery bank in the wall. So your battery bank is completely charged up. You unplug it from the wall and then you plug your PMF system into the power bank when it's not plugged into the wall. So the PMF never receives any electricity from the wall ever, only from the battery bank on its own. Never have them both plugged in at the same time.
Yeah.
No matter what. Doesn't matter how expensive it was, it doesn't matter because we've seen it all. And we even have like right now, our friend Melissa, who's in Canada right now, she's like, Amanda, it's glitching out in Costa Rica. What's wrong? What's wrong? Replace the power cord, everything. What's wrong? What's wrong? She's like, I'm in Canada right now with my system. She's like, it's fine. There's nothing wrong with it. They bring it to Lucy into Oakville, and she's like, there's nothing wrong with it. It's working totally fine. When it's here, it's glitching out. Same thing with me. Half the time my FIR, it's like, cannot read the connection. As soon as I don't have it plugged in to the actual power supply, there's nothing wrong with it. So I can't express that enough. It's worth just paying like $130 and getting that independently thing. The only thing you're gonna have plugged in there is your PMF anyways.
Yeah, because the PMF it doesn't pull a lot of power.
No, it's only 100 watts. You don't
Yeah.
need anything big or fancy. That you don't have to spend a lot. Just make sure that it's
Yeah.
not plugged into the wall at the same time. So this is recorded. I will share this. And then, so next steps I'm going to post in the group of what we can do next week. We'll do 3 things together, all of us. And when we do them, we'll post them in the chat and share it and help each other and, you know, critic each other in a healthy way. Like, I love that. I would change this, like what Marie just did. She's like, make a better chart, put your brand on it, make it like, so we see actually how much we're making. I would not have thought of doing that. So let's really help each other in any way that we can. And yeah, I'll leave this time for if anybody has any questions or anything. And then if you're watching this recording and you have any questions, just post it in the business chat. Because maybe we didn't, you know, everyone can see it because maybe we didn't have, maybe we didn't think of that question, and questions are always helping everybody. Hi, Rose.
Hi, Rose. Okay.
Anybody have anything to add or any questions? Oh, battery pack to beep every 2 minutes. Oh my gosh, that's right. Yeah. Well, yeah, maybe post what the brand is. It's gotta be able to figure it out online. Somebody else must have written something about that in the past too. Okay. Are we good then?
I think so.
Yeah, that was great, guys. Thank you.
Okay.
Always nice seeing you, Kathy.
You too.
Yeah, ask ChatGPT. Exactly. ChatGPT is just, whew, it's amazing. Yeah, it's a really, really good tool. Use it. Like utilize it for your reels, you know, when it just saves you so much time, you know, put into it like, I'm trying to say this about PMF, but how do I put it into, and then they just flow the words so beautifully. And then that's how we learn. We're like, oh, and then next time we speak, we notice ourselves saying it the same way that we learned through ChatGPT. So yeah, it's not dumbing us down. It's just helping us speak a little bit more eloquently or
And saving us time, which is
yeah, time is
a precious
so
commodity.
exactly. Time is freedom and time is valuable and yeah.
And it gets to know you more too. Once you start
Oh,
asking it things,
easily.
it gets to know you. So
Yeah.
when you ask it something in long version, then you can ask it to shorten it, then you can ask just for a short version, but it gets to know you and it'll tell you more how you're going to say it. So
Oh yeah, now it's asking me, they're like, do you want me to put this in a 3D way or in a 5D way? And I'm like, you know I don't want to talk in 3D ever. They're like, got it, 5D.
You're a little too close with
I know.
ADP.
Yeah. But again, with all of this, just have fun with it. Like make your business fun, make it beautiful, make it authentically you, and have fun with it. Like we're helping people heal, you know, we're making good money. It's just such a win-win all around. And I always tell people too when they come in for their healing, like make it like a ceremony, set your intention, honor yourself, make it beautiful and make it playful. Yeah, incorporate affirmations or whatever you want. Just make it uniquely yours, and then you're gonna love it all the more because it's like your baby, like your creation, and it's all you. And then whoever's aligned with that, they're gonna come to you. They're gonna pick up on that. They're gonna be in full alignment where you don't feel like, oh, this person's coming. Oh, I don't want to see them, or oh, I'm burnt out. You're not going to feel like that. You're going to be like, wow, all my clients are actually my friends, and I'm so excited to see them. And then you end up selling systems to people who are your friends, and then you get to work with your friends. Like it's just it's so cool. Okay, guys, I'll let you guys go make dinner and all of that, and I'll post all the summary and everything in the chat, and then we'll go from there.
okay, sounds good. Thank you.
See you, Kathy. Bye, Aaron.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye.
Thanks for coming.
Thank you.
My pleasure, Erin. Okay, bye,
Bye.
guys.
Thank
Bye.
you.
My pleasure.